Hey guys, welcome back to F&F Podcasts. This is your host Fardeen Finos with your co-host Farooqi. Unfortunately, Farooqi isn't here today, so it's just going to be you, me, and today's special guest. So guys, when I say today's special guest, I am a huge fan. Okay, I think my mom is actually a bigger fan than me, but the point is, my entire family is a huge fan of him, and I am so excited to have him on the show. So okay, here's a small description about him. He is a YouTuber, singer, automobile enthusiast, a stand-up comedian, and a filmmaker. He's also a man of science. He studied physics and astronomy and is now employed at the Sharjah Academy of Astronomy, Space Sciences, and Technology. So without any further ado, please, Ahmad Kaashekh. Hey, what's up?
First of all, where the heck is Farooqi? I want to know where is he. No, I really want to know where is he because I wanted to meet him. I wanted to talk to him because it's like, oh, it's F&F, not just F. Come on.
I
Now it's
have
F&F.
no idea. He said he's busy. Busy in symptoms without any
Really?
disrespect.
Okay. I'm
He's
gonna
just
see
stuck
later.
somewhere.
I'm gonna come to Qatar and see you.
No, I'm sorry. Without no disrespect, but then I think he's stuck with something. I'm not sure what exactly it is,
I
but
was just saying that. Yeah.
he'll be coming soon. So don't worry.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
So
first of
Ahmed,
all. And
no problem.
I would like to first say that good job that you guys started this thing because I don't see a lot of youngsters doing this, and you guys are like 15. So
Yes,
it's
15.
amazing what you guys do. Yeah, crazy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh my God, where do I start? First of all, huge fan.
Thank you.
I actually did not expect you to respond or come to the show, and I can't believe I'm actually talking to you. I was just watching a video over the dinner last night. Oh my
Okay.
God, I'm actually talking to you. Wow. Okay. Okay. So first up, you're into video creation, and
Yes.
before we start with anything, is it okay if you can give a small introduction of yourself and like a small shout out to your channel and stuff like that? It's like
All right, so the name is Ahmad. Ahmad Salah is my actual name. And the name I used for my social media platforms is Ahmad Kaashekh. It's just an Arabic prefix, suffix kind of thing. So what I started doing is videos back in 2015. And then got involved in videos of comedy, sketches, and also reaction videos. Those are the ones that I do mainly. And then cars, yes, that kind of stuff. I do reviews of cars. Also, music has been a thing. So these are the social media artistic side or media side. And then I do science on the side. I do astronomy and space sciences, research and education. That's what I do in that. So the channel's name is Ahmed Kaashekh. The same name on Instagram, TikTok, everything. So yeah, take a look if you haven't, because it's time you do.
So Ahmed, how many followers on Instagram? What's your a reach? How many numbers? What's your numbers?
The reach wise, I think if I'm doing really well in like a whole week, by the end of the week, it's gonna be like 1.4 million to 2 million. That's the number of accounts reaching the my account. But as you know, people watch stuff, but they don't like to follow. So the following is around 75,000, and YouTube is about 300,000, and TikTok is 160,000, something like that.
Okay, mashallah. I mean,
Yeah.
wow, that's a huge number. Wow.
Right.
Okay. So you're like in a celebrity type of tier.
Okay. Yeah, not really. I mean, I don't really. When do you draw the line between a famous person or a celebrity? I don't know if there is a line, but I don't usually like to call myself a celebrity.
Okay, sure.
It is a
I totally
responsibility. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that is true. Okay,
Yeah.
so
I don't get that paid. Okay. Go on.
okay, let's start with the first topic that you're interested in. That's video
Yeah.
creation.
Yes.
So here's some questions. How do you get the idea for, like, for example, your Fast and Furious one, the sketch you did for the Fast and Furious, and that
Yeah.
was so good. Like, that was so good. That was so relatable. Like, how do you get the ideas from? Where's the inspiration? Like, where does it come from?
So it's pretty much when you observe something and you think from a point of view of a viewer who likes to, put some critiques out there or trying to see the depth of the whole thing. So when I do that, I try to put it in a perspective where someone can actually relate way closer than what a normal viewer would do. So I'd like to put it in a perspective where you can watch the whole thing being made or a behind the scene of everything that happens. So if you're watching an ad, for example, maybe like a fizzy drink ad, you want to know like what happened behind the scene. You want to make it in a funny way and present in a way that people can actually relate and feel entertained. So that's what I observe and then transform it to your own way. That's what I do.
That's great. It's definitely working for now.
Yeah.
Next, how long have you been in this industry, this content creation industry?
I started making videos long back, like when I was in uni in 2014, 15. So those times I used to make videos at just to see what it feels like to produce one thing, to cut, edit, paste, trim, split, and all those things on the video editing. And then I thought of uploading something on YouTube. So I did an ad for a restaurant called Kumar in Kuwait.
Okay.
So I didn't have to edit that because there was a production crew for that. So those guys did the edit and everything that was going on MBC channel. So when that video
Wow.
was received on my email, like a good quality one, I was like, wait, this is just around 500 megabytes. Why don't I just upload it on YouTube and see what happens? So I went for that. And then after that point, was in 2015, I think. After that, I was like, okay, people are watching, commenting, and everything. So why don't I make my own stuff and produce and then upload on YouTube if I can do it too? So I went for it after that. Then after that, I started making like sketches and started calling up people who like to act, who knows and who would be in, would like to be in, would appear in a YouTube video.
And
And
then
I
you
did
blew
that,
up.
and I pretty much turned out with people, and then I did stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that definitely worked. And you're like really famous right now. Like,
Ah,
even though like this, like it's so surprising because the number of views you get and the number of followers you have, and
yeah,
subscribers is very like it's the ratio is so opposite. Like, because
yep,
when I
that,
show your face or your videos, to anyone, everyone's like super recognizable. It's oh, I know
yeah.
that guy. I know the guy. Did you subscribe? No.
That's quite. I mean, it's natural. I mean, I'm sure that Ronaldo has 300 million followers, but way more people know him
Exactly. Yeah,
because
that's
people
true.
are not really into football, but they know the people. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Right.
if you talk about content creation, people might know who does that, but they don't really follow up close. So when you follow
Right.
someone, it's more like you're being with someone for the rest of your life because you see them every day on your phone. You kind of not being with them physically, but you're around them in your phone.
Yeah.
So that's why people don't really commit to following someone, and I don't blame them because I wouldn't too. Because I know a lot of people in many. I know a lot of footballers. I don't follow all of them.
It's
So
true.
that's an example. Yeah.
Facts. That's true. Okay. Uh, Content creation, YouTube. So like, it's a thing that I try. Not really didn't really catch it, but it's okay. I
Okay.
stopped trying. But then the thing is, I wanted you to give some tips for people who are
Mhm.
trying at start.
Mhm.
It's like the small YouTubers who watch you and look up to you. So what's your tips
Yeah.
for growing?
Guess what? You actually are in the same field if you talk about it. Like you're doing podcast,
Yes.
which
Yes.
is not an easy thing either. You have to actually take out the audio. You have to do some corrections on it if you have to. And maybe you learn audio editing on a different level and make your own podcast with. You add music into it too, right?
Right. Right.
Because I
Yes.
heard your
Yes.
stuff. I checked it out before I came into this. That's why I
Oh, thank
chose
you.
to. Yeah, I did. And
Wow.
there is production in your work. You have production in your work. You just have to make it. If you have to continue, you have to make it into a video, and then you'll find that pretty much what you do on production of audio is exactly what you're doing on video too. Now, the tip for someone who has no idea about these things or who is really new, not you, who is someone who is really new,
Yeah.
would be to find your niche. Like you find your thing that entertains people or that actually grabs attention of people. It could be anything. It could be entertainment. Could be anything. It could be even education in a different way. So
Okay.
everyone, every kid, every adult, every person has something in them, and I believe that everyone has a unique talent. I always believe in that, and that talent, if you capitalize on it, that means you can actually make a career out of it. So start seeing yourself on a camera if you want to be a YouTuber. Start seeing yourself, familiarize with your face on camera and see it on a screen until you're not awkward. Because I know the beginnings could be a little, for me, it was a little also off because I was like, okay, I'm looking at the camera, I'm speaking to myself, I don't look good, my hair is bad, my clothing is shit. Oh, can I say shit?
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Okay, fuck that.
It's
Oh, I mean,
okay.
can I say that? All
I
right.
think I think our viewers are teenagers. Pretty much everyone knows this. It's okay. Go
All
on.
right. All right, let's be honest. Yeah. So
Yeah.
once you get to that point where you're like, okay, that's me. That is me and I'm talking and I feel good. Then you go on. You don't stop. Keep consistency. Even though I'm not really, that consistent as I say, but I would like to advise someone who wants to get into it to be consistent because once you're in the scene, you will be known for what you do. Once you step away, you take a break, and then you come back again. That's going to be like a very big fluctuating numbers. You're going to see your numbers going down. That's going to depress you. So be
Yeah.
consistent and follow what you really are good at. Don't keep trying stuff until you lose a lot of time. Stick to something that you're good at, and then maybe in the future, after like building up a fan base, you can go for something new. But start with your strongest factor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a really useful tip because when I interviewed some other famous, I don't want to call it celebrities, like famous influencers,
Yep.
Just like you, they all were saying the same thing that you just said. Consistency is a key.
Yeah, that's very
Um,
important. Even though it's like it might sound cliche, but it is the most
yeah,
important thing. Yeah, and also quality. Yes, of course, that is a thing too. Quality of your product. I mean, the video quality and also the kind of stuff, things you say, or the kind of things you record. You have to keep up the quality that you started with.
okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so tips, check. But next is you made a lot of videos on YouTube. What is
yes.
your personal favorite?
Uh, my personal favorite would be this.
Right.
This is right through a lane of memories, and I'm just thinking which one. Maybe it could not. It might not be something that people accepted as much as I did, because there could be videos where I felt very good after editing and watching
Right,
it. I'm
right,
like, wow, that was good. But it did not hit as much as other videos or something.
right, right, right.
So my favorite, I would think, I actually like the video I made with the Lamborghini Huracan. There was a review and a reaction video I made with that
Wow,
with a
really?
friend of
Oh,
mine. Yeah, it was like I did a half. It was 10-minute video, and the first 5 minutes were like a review of it, and the second half was my friend reacting to the acceleration. So I like that one because the way I did it, I like the way the flow was all on. I thought 10 minutes would be like too boring, but 10 minutes didn't feel like was a very long time because it was like I picked out real good information about the car and said it, and I showed the car without any a fail. So I like that one. Yeah, it
so
didn't
that's
hit.
your
I think it just got like 130,000 views, but it didn't go as viral or something. But I like.
when you say 130,000, I'm like, wow.
I mean, come on, these days, like you
No,
see
yeah, I
TikTok
get it. I get
videos
it.
with like 10 million views, and
No, I
it's
get it.
nothing.
Compared to your usual like big shot
Yes. Yeah.
views,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Understood. So
Mhm.
talking about Lamborghini Hurricane, this is another like topic that you're like interested into automobiles, aren't you?
Yes, I love that.
When you said that, when I saw the text, I was like, no way. This is a topic that I'm into. I love cars. I'm like a car addict from the start.
Right.
I think it's better if we talk about this now because if my co-host comes in, he has no idea about cars. Like
Oh
he's not a
yeah.
big fan of cars. So like,
I would
yeah,
like to be. I would like him to be there when I talk about cars because I would embarrass him for
yes.
being late.
Wait. You know what? I think he's coming. Like, oh, wait,
Oh,
he
is
said,
that okay? Let's start.
just give
Let's
me a
start.
minute." When he comes, poor guy, he's gonna come and gets roasted by Ahmed Kaashekh. No,
Yeah,
awesome,
pretty much.
awesome, awesome.
He signed up for it.
Yeah, life's complete.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
okay, by the time he comes, I think you're into automobiles, and I just saw one of your videos, the one that you did with a collaboration with that. What was the name? I forgot the name. With a girl on a review on a car,
Yeah.
Dodge
The
Hellcat.
Nagma Maluchik.
Yes, the Malchik.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the name.
Yes. Yeah. Nagma
The
Nasser.
yes. I remember that. With the
Yeah.
Dodge Challenger.
Yes, that's the
That
Hellcat.
that's such a awesome car. How's it drive?
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
like how's it drive?
when I drove it for the first time, it was pretty much like you're trying to control a bull that is trying to attack someone else, but you want to be the one who's controlling it because
Right.
it's out of control, to be honest. Because the entire power goes to the rear wheels, and even though if you have like semi slicks tires, or I had semi slicks on it, Nitto,
Okay.
in 205 and T05, but even if it's semi slick, it does not really grip on the road. Even if you have full slicks, I think it's going to keep spinning because that much power is going back to the tires. So apart from that, the noise that an American 6.2
Oh,
liter makes and the supercharged added to it. So it's like a whine from the front, exhaust from the back.
oh yeah.
Everything is like it's like a combination of rage and power and noise. Yeah. So it's not a daily use, guys. It's just a car when you really want to, floor it and want to feel that rush of adrenaline. So yeah, that's the
Right.
Hellcat. Mm.
Hellcat. Wow. Okay, so about Hellcat, how many cars have you driven for reviews? Any exotic cars that you really like?
I've driven an R34 GTR 1999.
Nice.
That was I really like that one. Oh wait a minute, I think I should paste that one above the Huracan's video because I really like that car more. That one, and I've driven Lamborghinis. Like I've driven a Murcielago once, but there was no
Oh,
video for that.
Murcielago. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Murcielago
It's
was
okay.
yeah to feel that car. The gearbox itself is so good. I mean, it's so mechanical. Like you would think about it like a Pagani Huayra
Right.
or a Zonda. Like that's how mechanical you feel when you drive that car. That's the best exotic I've driven.
Okay. Murcielago.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Murcielago. Damn. It's such a cool car,
And
not gonna lie.
Murcielago
Okay.
yeah.
Oh wow. Guess who has joined?
Oh, is it M.
Uh,
Dot F7X Farooqi? Oh,
It is me, the big guy himself.
he's early. So
I'm
how was
very
oh,
the day?
my bad, guys. I'm sorry for
Great,
being
great,
late.
great. So which is your favorite car?
What?
I mean, I heard that you're into cars and you're gonna give us a lot of insight about the cars and everything, the car culture in Qatar and everything.
No,
So I would
Ferdinand,
like
what
to
did
hear
you
a lot
sound
about
for?
that.
For
Oh
Ferdinand,
God,
what did you
it's not you.
sound?
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Furki, you're an expert in
you're
cars,
supposed
aren't
to
you?
be early for this podcast.
Yeah, Furki. Furki, so like
Yeah, I
explain about
love
your car
cars.
culture.
I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Ferraris.
Okay,
The red
give
color
me a
looks
name
good
for
on it.
five for us.
No, okay, I'm not that bad. It's okay.
All right, give me
Ferraris.
five models.
Oh, Ferraris.
Yeah,
Um, Enzo,
Enzo,
LaFerrari,
La
415
Ferrari,
Italia.
Okay,
Italia.
whoa. Okay.
Um, shit.
Are you googling right now?
No, no, I swear, no, no.
Okay,
Uh,
two more. Come
um,
on, you can do it.
Furki, the one
um,
that came in the game.
35.
Yeah,
Was it 352?
No, no, no.
three five
It's
two.
two
What's that? A
something.
phone number?
440, F40,
440.
F4
F40.
40.
F440.
Okay.
Was what's
I
the
think they're
game?
making it
Is
right
it
now in this.
360?
It's
360.
296. 296 GTB.
I just joined. Why am I getting bullied? Oh, 296.
It was not my
I
idea,
did not.
Furki. I'm sorry. It was not my idea.
Welcome to the podcast. Glad to have you here today.
Fordine loves. Thank you. I'm a special guest, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Furki. Yeah.
Fordine
Got a
loves
new
football,
host.
by the way.
Furki. Don't do
Okay,
that. Don't do that. Okay, I'm sorry. See, the thing is, Ahmed,
Yeah.
I am terrible at football facts, and Farouk is okay at cars. So yeah, he's just gonna
Oh.
give me revenge right now. Ask
All
me
right.
football
So,
questions.
okay. Football question goes to you.
No. Don't ask me.
Yeah. You gotta get asked as well.
Farouk, calm down.
No,
Dude.
but he at least was on time, so I can't really do that.
Yeah, see, Farouk, I was
Come
on
on.
time. I was on time, Farouk. That's the advantages of punctuality. Yeah, I'm sorry, Farouk. It's just the South Indians have ganged up against you.
What? As if I'm not like
Actually, he
Hyderabad
is
in
South
South
India.
India as well.
I mean, it is South India. You don't have geography knowledge, do you?
Fordine, see,
I got insulted on that.
you
On my
brought
own
that up
podcast.
yourself. You brought that up on yourself.
I just got
You brought
insulted
it
on my
up.
own podcast.
Okay.
Okay, so Farouk, just to recap on this, we were talking about cars, and Ahmed actually makes reviews on cars for it. Do you know that?
No, I actually am only familiar with his comedy videos because I really like his comedy videos. That's why about cars. I'm not too sure
He
about.
makes car reviews, dude. I was surprised when I saw that. I was like, car reviews. And wait, the biggest thing that surprised me is the next topic that he's actually interested in, and that's science. I saw like a highlight from.
Oh my
He's
God, I hate
he's like
science.
really good.
That's what.
I forgot number when you copied for biology. Moving on.
Don't
Moving
talk
on.
about that.
Moving on.
Okay,
Moving on. Okay. I saw a highlight in Ahmed, your Instagram where you're
Yeah.
answering questions from your fans, the scientific questions from your fans, and the way you're explaining it
Yeah.
was really detailed. At the same time, was simple to understand, but also quite detailed enough. So,
Yes.
I didn't know you were really working in Academy of Astronomy and stuff like that. Because I got surprised, to be honest. How was that? Were you good at science from the start itself, or
No, if
did you
you
like
ask me
it?
about my academic levels, I was not really good at school in that case. I used to be good at the practicals. I used to be good at thinking about things as in questioning theories, questioning scenarios and conditions. But to be honest, academically, I was not really that bright. I'm giving it to you right now. But
Same.
I like this because science explains everything. Because anything you want to know around you, anything, the air you breathe, the birds flying with gravity, the water going up and down in hydraulics and the pumps and anything in the building system or anything on the road, it's all explained by science. So I was like, if I'm good at science, if you are curious, then you're gonna know everything about the world. That's pretty much what I try to be. So when I explain stuff to people, I make sure that I do it in a very simple way, because the problem with learning science in school is that it's not explained simple enough. The books are getting better now. Back in like maybe 10 years ago, it was a little too dry, the books, when I was in school. But that time, learning something from the books was really difficult, that you needed visual uh, learning or even imagination. Because I believe that every student has a different thinking capacity. And if you have a different thinking capacity, what you say to the student is not taken in by the same way by both the students. You have to explain in a simpler way. So that's why these answers questions I did in the stories. I make sure that I explain with relatable, examples, and try to put it that way. So because everyone can understand science. Science is the language of the universe. So it's not difficult. So why do we make it complicated in school? That's my question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So before we go into
for
the
me to
school
be,
topic, oh, yeah, sorry for
yeah,
you.
the
Go
school
on.
topic
Sorry.
actually, like to be honest, like in school, science, I don't know why I struggle a lot with science in school, especially because the way is pretty hard. I don't know.
Really? Oh, let me ask you this: if you learn something in the class, and then right after class, if you had a session outside the class with a practical experiment, would you like it?
Yes.
Definitely.
Exactly. That's what we're missing. Most schools that I know of, there are schools that as there are some teachers, God bless them, because they are really into it. They really want to get the information into the child.
Guys, I'm sorry, give us some time. I think Ahmed is facing some technical difficulties. You are back. Yay.
Oh! Look who's speaking.
Fardeen said that.
Oh, sorry. So they're asking for it. Come on.
Let's
Right.
leave where we left off. I was
Yeah.
about the school system.
School system. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So,
about the school system, when you talked about that, my question was: I saw a video where you posted what's wrong with us education system,
yes.
and I was watching the video and I was like, oh my god, this is so right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't mind, is it okay if you can explain that right now to Farooqi? Problem, I don't know.
Yeah. Uh, so it's an equation in physics where you do work, power, and time. It's like a relation between them. So the power, like the power, is like the ability of someone to do work. So power's equation means the work done in a given amount of time. That's how you define an
Oh,
object's or a person's power. How much work can be done in this much amount of time. So what they do in school is that they have a specific amount of work for everyone, and exactly the same amount of time for everyone, right? Because if you
makes
have academic year, you and the other person in the class will have the same time to do the work, and they won't give you an extra this thing depending on your power. So what I was saying is, how can you put students in the class? When I say this, I'm talking about young kids. I'm not talking about like grade 12, grade
no,
11. Because yeah, I
I
want to
get it.
like change the system from the primary itself. How
No,
can you give them the same stuff? Maybe they're not really into it. They're not really going to do it in the future, because you learn trigonometry right now. I'm not going to use it in my what do you say, at an office of real estate, for example. I'm not going to
right,
do that. Yeah. So how can you do the same stuff for everybody and give them the same exact amount of time when powers are so different for everyone? Each mental
right,
capacity, each academic capacity is different. So we have to consider that when you take the responsibility of educating a child. When you enroll a child
right.
in your school, you're pretty much taking the responsibility for his future or her future, and you have to be responsible for that. So if you put up a same curriculum for everyone, that's kind of unfair. That's what I think.
Right, right. That is true because when I saw the video when you explained in the whiteboard and stuff, I was like, oh my god, this is so true. Because there might be a lot of students who have like less strength at
Yes,
thinking and stuff, but then they
but they
give the
have
same amount of work and time. It's
might
very
have a different strength in, like for example, art. They might
yeah.
be better in sports, for example. So they
Farooqi?
have their own strength at some place. We have to use that, exploit that strength, and see where he goes or she goes. That's what I'm
Right.
going for. And
Okay.
education is to be is has should have interest in the person, because it's not something that you have to feel like you have to do it, and you dread it every day. Imagine you go to
Right,
school for
right.
12 years, 12 into 365 days. That is like a huge amount of your lifetime. Imagine living that every single day, dreading it, not even feeling to get up and go to school. That's like
Right, right.
that's how we mostly spend our 12 years in school, which is really
Right.
unfair. That's what I think. That's a good
Which
time of
is
your life.
100% true. 100% true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we pretty much covered the video creation topic, automobiles
Right.
topic, science,
Right.
astronomy we haven't touched, but
Yeah.
I don't know about it because I'm not really well educated in it. So like I don't want to look dumb. But What do you think are the like when you went to astronomy, the topic of astronomy? What do you think is the most how do I say interesting topic that you personally felt like?
The most interesting about astronomy for me since grade three. That's when I started my interest. I never knew what it was. I never knew there were like planets existing out there. I didn't know like the stars were more than our sun. So
Yeah.
beyond, once I saw that the limit of astronomy is kind of like unseen. It's invisible to us. We don't really know where the universe ends. We don't really know how far the Earth travels in the whole solar system, and the whole solar system moves along in the Milky Way. And these kind of questions, they just they kind of bombed my head, and I was like, where is this going, and how far can it go? So grade four, grade five, grade six, I've been reading and reading, and I was like, there is no end to this. So
Mm-hmm.
what about the research in this one? Like, what do you guys keep finding out? In grade 10, that's when I met one of the astronomers in Dubai. His name is Hassan Hariri. He used to be the head of the Dubai Astronomy Group. It used to be a group which was like not exactly a big group, but it used to make sessions and it used to host events to show the meteor showers, to show the planets and everything. So I had a conversation with him, interesting one, and he was like, "This is something that he does on the side. He's a businessman." And then he was like, "I do this because this baffles my head, baffles my mind that how infinite the universe space is." After that conversation, I was like, okay, I would like to know more, and I'm gonna major in this. I'm gonna take it as a major and see where this goes. So that's where it started.
Wow, that's pretty cool. You know, that's actually nice. Okay, so astronomy. Farooqi, what do you think is your? Do you like astronomy, Farooqi?
What's
Astronomy,
that?
to be honest,
Oh, for him.
Just- sorry,
no,
sorry.
I actually find it very interesting. I don't know much about it, but whenever like I studied it, I always found it interesting. Like as a kid as well, I just loved planets for some reason. Like I was like for like as a kid, I was the only one in my class that used to know all like seven planets. Like and I was
Congratulations, Farooqi.
I used to be
Right.
so proud when they used to say like, oh, they're eight. Shit. Oh, eight. My bad. My bad.
So we're the only kid who needs seven at least. So that's a good thing.
I was small when I was a kid.
Oh yeah,
I'm
we all
pretty
were
sure
adults when we
everyone's
were kids.
smaller than the kid, Farooqi.
I was 20 years old when I
Tell
was
us the plan.
Oh yeah,
I know
yeah.
that's it.
Fayed Kaleem. I was 12 years old when I was a kid.
I mean, I like what he said because most kids come to the planetarium or the academy. They have so many questions and they're so curious and they're like so into it. Because I see the interest in kids and they once you grow up, you lose that about it because we get too technical with our lives. We become
Right,
like
right,
artists. We become engineers. We become what do you say, accountants. We become so many things. Like we forget sciences like these that can give you a career at the same time. You can be excited about. So that's what I liked about this field that I'm in. Because every day, if I'm learning something new, I'm like, wow. And there's something that wow factor is there everywhere. But if you're too technical in your job, you're pretty much like developing. But a wow factor every day is not a thing.
yeah.
That's why I personally chose. I'm not saying the other careers are not good, but I'm just saying why I chose this field.
Yeah, when you remind me, like when we were talking about the school topic, and then when you moved to astronomy, I was
Yeah.
thinking I saw this chart once. I forgot which article this was from,
Mhm.
but there was a time where, like, even me, it would like back when I was like a really like a small kid, like what,
Mhm.
first grade, second grade. I was like, I want to
Yep.
be an astronaut. I want to be, go to space and stuff like that.
Right.
But they did a study. They did a research on what the kids, the younger kids, like really young kids, what they do, what do they want to be when they grow up.
Okay.
And before it used to be astronaut, doctor, fireman, police. The number one right now is YouTuber. Everyone wants to be YouTuber. And, like, I saw these clips. I mean, from Kerala, especially from Kerala. You know the famous clips. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Subscribe.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that,
Of
nah.
course.
And it's
Yes.
all like young kids. And even it's funny. I'm like surprised. Like these young kids know what to say. Like
I know.
what subscribe. Like they know that at this young age.
Yeah.
I must be probably playing with like some cars or something. And these kids nowadays are like playing with a camera and shit. Like they're actually doing work.
Yeah.
It's it's kind of surprising how the times have changed and everyone wants to become what they see, especially a
Right.
person like you, basically. So
Right.
so my question, what I was directing was to, what do you think about this trend? Like, do you really think YouTube is the big thing, or what is your opinion about it?
I can't really just say YouTube because the platforms are like so many, and
Yeah, yeah.
you could be a blogger, you could be a public speaker who has a social media presence. You could be something like that. You could have both public and social media because social media helps you to get to know
Right.
people, and from there you can actually build your your thing, whatever it is. So if you're an actor, for example, put out your talent out there. If you're a singer, for example, put out your talent. You'll be signing a record. You'll be called by producer. So
Right.
social media, what it does, it enables people to expose their talents. And these kids, for example, I'm sure that they have an artistic side to them, because once they say I want to be YouTuber, because they already know that they have something to show. So if someone has nothing to show, or they are like more into education or studying, or uh, let's say a technical job, for example, they're really not saying that I want to be a YouTuber. So what kids are doing right now, they're seeing these people adults doing this stuff, and they're like, the exposure they're getting is crazy. You see, you follow a person, you see that they have so many followers, they're getting ads to do, they're getting paid, they're getting free trips, they're getting free hotel stays. These are like fancy stuff, cars, for example. So they're like, wait,
Yep.
I would like to have the fancy stuff too, but do I have the talent to do it? They look at them and they're like, wait, I can build that too, which is a good thing. But
Yep.
let's go back 20 years when there was no YouTube.
Yep.
What do? We looked at our parents, we looked at our elder people in the family, or even the neighbors, and we are like, okay, that guy has a great job. Maybe I would like to have a great job someday. So times change, the things around us change, and then we get attracted to those things, and that's why these kids are wanting to be those things. So this
That
will
actually
happen
makes
every time.
sense.
Even I think 20 years ago, our parents were like, "What are these kids doing? What are these kids doing with, let's say, designing stuff, or being creative?" Because I think back in their day, it was not there. They were more
Yeah.
like oriented about making a family, having kids, having a stable job, those things. So each generation has a different thing that they're into, and we have to accept that, no matter what. So
Right.
when these adults say that, look at these kids these days, I'm like, you were a kid one day and you were told about this one day, and people talked
Right.
about you someday. Why are you doing this? Today's kids, let them be. See what comes out of it. Stop being a hater. That's what I say to these adults when they say this stuff.
It's
Yeah.
actually,
Because
it's actually good.
problem about kids nowadays, like I mean, me and Fardeen are also kids, pretty much, basically. Like we're also
Yeah.
small kids,
Yeah. You
but
are
like, yeah, okay. Like when they
in the
start
good.
like YouTube or like any other platform, they give up
Mhm.
quickly because they don't see likes, they don't
Mm.
see subscribers, and they just give up. For
Yes.
example,
Yes.
Fardeen here itself, he actually made a
Mm.
lot of pages, but he just
Farooqi, stop exposing. Stop
yeah,
exposing.
he just left them because he didn't get the followers or
Mm.
he wasn't consistent.
Yes.
So like,
Yeah.
what?
Yep.
How do you get that motivation to keep going? Like, what do you like? What's
Because I don't think, Fardeen, I'm not saying this to offend you, but I
No,
think
no,
that you
it's okay. It's
haven't
okay.
believed in yourself much. You didn't believe that you
Yes.
will make it.
Yes.
So that belief, I know it's very cliche to hear it say, because I hear it being said, because a lot of motivators, they keep saying this thing, believe in yourself, love yourself, and all that stuff. But the importance of believing in yourself is not really taken consideration, because if Fardeen had believed in himself, he would have made more, obviously, but he would have at least now, even though if it was not that consistent, he would have at least made something a month, like once a month or once in 2 months.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because he knows someday he's gonna make it. If he doesn't do it now, then he won't make it. So he'll have
Exactly.
to
For
do the work to
example,
make it.
so sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go on.
But just like Farooqi said, I have to be honest. I had like 6, 7 different topics of channels. Like one was like a motivation channel, one was like interior designing, desk setup channels,
Mm.
tech,
Mm.
stop animation, stop
Wow.
motion, like all these different ideas. And the problem was I was never consistent with one. And then
Yes,
towards the end, when I don't see the number, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna make it one day, so I just drop it.
exactly.
And
So
that's
I
when
like to add something before I forget this. I'm sorry, but since
yes,
you're 15 right now,
yes,
and you already have 6 channels that you are good at, yeah, you have something in it. So what I said in the beginning, you have to repeat what I just said in the beginning. Start with the strongest one that you have, and make sure that people know you for that. And then from there, if I didn't start it off as singer, but I can sing, I
oh,
can produce music, but I started off as what, an actor, making sketches, acting, comedy sketches, because I know I'm best at it, and I know that I'm best at it, and I know it. I did with that, and then later I changed my bio to actor and singer. People were like, "Oh wait, you can sing too?" You know the question there? You can sing too, T-O-O, which means they're like, "Damn,
uh,
this guy knows this too." And then you add the next one. He knows about cars. Damn, he knows about science.
yeah,
Oh my God! See what I did there? I
yeah, yeah,
built
that's true.
I built my name from thing to thing, while
Yeah,
keeping the first one as the base. I still do the acting. People know me as that, but they also know that this guy who's an actor can do science too. That is amazing. If you do everything together, they'll be like, wait, this guy is lost. He has
yeah,
no
that's
idea
true.
what he
That's true.
wants. But if you stick to one, they're like, okay, this guy is known as an actor, but he also knows these things, which is nice.
That's true. For example, yeah, for your case, like when you were doing comedy or famous for comedy, but then
Yeah,
when I saw your car reviews, I was just like, what? No way, he did car reviews too? Yeah,
exactly.
that's true. That's
And
actually
you keep
true.
your doors open, you keep your options open. Like right now, if I just was an actor, I would have just gotten offers from like just to act with people, collab with actors, or even a chance in an ad to act or a movie or short film. But I've kept my options open. Anyone can approach me now, and I have more way to make even money out of this.
Right,
I have
that's
6, 7 ways, like what you said. You have 6, 7 things. Now you're 15. If you start with something, put a year into it. First
yes.
year into one thing. Second year, combine
This
second thing to the first thing. Third year, go on like that until you have a base and you dedicate to it. Not keep it like a second option. Dedicate,
right.
put yourself into it. Yeah.
That's actually a really good tip, to be
Yeah.
honest.
It's
Okay,
like,
you know what? Okay, go
no,
on, Farooqi. Sorry.
like as we're on the YouTube content creating topic and stuff, what made you start all this? Why
Oh
did
yeah,
you start all this? Like we never asked about you. That's why.
Well,
yeah.
the reason why I started this is because I really wanted to check the social media platform, like to feel. Uh, my inspiration was, I always say this, was Ray William Johnson. He
Oh,
was big back in 2010,
Yeah,
11.
I actually know
He used
about
to
it.
do, yeah, he used to do reactions to videos. He used to call his shorts equals three. That was his episodes named. And equals three means he reviews 3 videos every day. And the videos are sent to him by people, and he'll choose the best 3 and he'll talk about it, which is fun. And I was like, damn, this, and the numbers are like so good. He millions of views at that time, and I was like, wow, how does it feel to have a million people look at you? I'm like, it feels like you're in a concert, but you're not really in a concert. You're at home,
right, right,
but
right,
people are watching you. That means the concert is going on 24/7.
right,
You're not
right, right,
even
right.
you're sleeping and the concert is going on. Think about it.
That's true.
Like
That's true.
Eminem is sleeping on stage, but concert is going on. Like, how can that happen? I was like,
Yeah.
wow. Let me see. I went for the first video back then. That's where I was like, okay, let me just put myself into this scene and see what happens. And then I was like, wait, it really is good, but the numbers are not that great in the beginning. As Fardeen said, he lost interest because the numbers are not great.
Yes.
My
Yes.
numbers are like in the hundreds and maybe a few thousands. That's it. So I was like, okay, 1,000 people. If I imagine 1,000 people, it's not something that I can count because a
Yes.
hundred
Yes.
people in a room is a huge number.
Yes. Yes.
But why am I
100%.
taking it for granted? Because Ray William Johnson has a million. I don't consider my thousand a good number of people. I respect my thousand. He respects his
Yes.
million. So I
Yes.
went along with that. I was like, okay, maybe 1,000 will be converted to a million, maybe 2, 3 years later. And it happened. You
Yes.
just have to, you have to not stop, just never stop. Hate comments will keep coming in, which is something that is inevitable. Yeah.
Inevitable.
But you just realize that those people are like people who want something to do with their lives, which they haven't found out yet. That's what they're hating on you. So maybe hating on you will help them find their stuff. So let them.
So
Yeah.
okay, amazing stuff. But before we end or before we wrap up,
Mm.
because
Yeah.
we've been talking for about what 45 minutes, close to
And this
45 minutes.
podcast has probably been the best in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not even
Yeah,
just trying
because
to say
you
this.
came 12 minutes late.
What?
Okay, Farooqi, I'm done. That's it. That's my
Come
name.
on, come
No,
on.
no, that's it. That's it. This is it. There's
You know
no
what? This is
pulling
the
back.
best guess. This is the best guess because he's like he just kept on roasting Farooqi. Let's go.
No, I don't know. I take back what I said now.
There's nothing around.
Okay, so before we
Yeah,
wrap up, I just have
yeah,
three small questions.
yep.
3 questions, to get to know more about you. Just three simple
Okay.
questions. Okay.
Mm.
First thing is, what is the goal of your content that you make? What is the end goal? What do you want to, make it happen?
Okay, so there are many, but I'll just talk about the main one. I want to transform a lot of thinking that we do, a lot of thinking that came from the past and should stay in the past. Those are the kind of thoughts that I want to really change. For example, accepting people, accepting preferences, or even letting people be free. So these kind of things, and also opening up options for everybody. That these are the things that I really want to get into people, but I'm doing it in a very non-conventional way because you could say that comedy. How does comedy do that? It could, but I'm using a platform to convey messages. So basically, I'm doing these things to entertain people, which is also by giving a message. Entertaining is actually helping in mental health too. So there are two. Now I'm talking about two major goals. One is transforming. Second one is helping people get through tough times. Because when I receive messages, man, come on, like when I receive a message from someone
Yeah,
saying that
yeah.
I'm going through a rough time, and you kind of like your videos, made my days easier. I get emotional at that time because it's someone I don't even know of, and that person, I could help that person without even knowing. That feeling is so great. I mean, I can't even explain how it feels. So yeah, these are the things. These are the two main things that I really want.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Actually,
and to
those are great
inspire people
points.
to do things that they like.
Yeah, like
Inspiring people is
actually,
also
like
fun. Yeah.
that is awesome. That's actually when you think about it, that's actually awesome. You can help someone out that you don't even know at the different end of the
Yeah,
world.
that's just something that internet and everything the technology has given us.
That's true.
We always say that technology has ruined our lives. Not really, man.
Yes,
No,
yes.
the podcast is happening because of that.
That's true. 100%.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
would be. I would be probably sitting somewhere and
You will be
gaming
there,
or
and
like playing.
and Farooqi will be still late somewhere else for a
Oh
meeting.
my god. Somehow we have come back to this.
I don't know. I just
This is so good. I like we're coming back to Farooq again and again. I like this.
It's usually Fardeen getting roasted on this podcast.
I swear,
I've never
yeah.
been
It's usually
Okay,
me
roasted.
who
so
always gets roasted.
I'll just
Like,
give you a tip that I learned from Russell Peters. You guys know
oh
Russell Peters?
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Amazing,
So what
awesome
he
guy.
does is he will scan his audience and see who he can actually connect with in a funny way, and then he'll use that guy as a reference to actually make any joke, and that works 100% all the time. Because
Just like it
if he
worked
does
with
a show and
Farooqi.
someone, yeah, and there was like one show where I did a show in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, in Yas
Mm-hmm.
Arena. There was a show when one guy in the front line, he stood up and he went to the washroom and he came back after like 15 minutes, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And that he used it for the till the end of the show, and that worked so much. We laughed so much because it was a real thing that happened there. He was like, "What were you doing
Right.
there back then?" And then he used to he just made like jokes out of that. So this is one
Yeah.
of the things that if you go into stand-up comedy, this might really help.
Yeah.
Use one of the audience members. And Farooqi, today you were the victim. I'm sorry for that.
Uh,
Thank you for showing up.
maybe me coming late made it better. I don't
You know
know.
what? Maybe this is a plan we already had, Farooqi. Right? You know?
You
Yeah,
never
yeah,
know.
it was my plan. And that's why I came
Yeah,
late.
Yes,
By the
definitely a
way,
it
plan.
yeah.
was
Let's go with that
always
then.
the plan.
It was
Yeah,
all
let's just
planned.
go with that. Yep, sure. Why not? That makes it looks
Yeah.
professional, by the way. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Two last questions. Second one is, what is your go-to order? Sorry, at your favorite hometown restaurant?
Oh, this is
Mandi,
I'm not gonna know because
chicken
this
mandi,
is
brother. Habibi, there is nothing better than a chicken mandi with some chutney and some yogurt roux
Yes.
and Mountain Dew.
Oh
And then
yes,
you sit.
Mountain Dew.
Once that's done, you sit and do the burp. Yeah, burp
Yeah.
is not
Yes.
really a thing that accepted by society. It's ill
But
matched.
it's
But
very
I
satisfying.
proudly give that burp out because I earned it, bro. Come on, I down the whole mandi, and after that, I'm supposed to go. Come on.
Yes,
No.
yeah. I
it's
mean,
like
Yeah.
like a
So
it's a mandatory
yeah.
response, you know.
Yeah, and
Yes.
the restaurant would be Baitul Mandi is my favorite restaurant, which
Oh
is. Do
yes.
you guys have it there, Baitul Mandi?
No, I've heard of it because my cousins been there, I
Oh
guess.
yeah,
Once.
I think it's just in Dubai and Yemen, I suppose.
Yes.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's my favorite place.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Last one. So the answer for that question was chicken mandi, right?
Chicken Mandi, yes.
Of course,
with
definitely.
everything and this,
With yeah,
and
with
the
every
burp, and the
sides.
burp, and the
Yes,
burp at
and the
the end.
Mountain Dew, the cherry on the
Oh
top,
yeah,
Mountain
okay.
Dew.
Now stop it. I'll go on next.
My target.
I don't want you to keep going with that until my okay.
Okay, next. The last one. So it's
Yeah.
my last one. Okay, it's kind of how do I say? It's kind of interesting, but like I think we could learn a lot from this. Okay.
Yeah.
The last question, just a simple note to end the show off is,
Okay.
what is something you failed at but learned something super valuable? Okay, I know it's very bad cliche, but like
Okay.
the question is, what's something you failed at? What do you think you failed at? Okay, I think that's fair. What do you
What
think
do
you
I think I
failed?
failed at?
Yeah, what do you fail? What did you fail at? And oh my, I feel so bad. And what did you learn from it?
What I learned from that? Okay, something that I failed and I never did it, or I left it there, or did I go back and do it again and get
Anything,
better at it?
anything. What do you think is like failed, but then you might have catched up, I guess. Back.
I would say I took over a business a few years ago. Wasn't really far away. It was a family business, and during the beginning of that time, because me being me, I was like, I can do this, and I didn't really put a lot of work into it, to be honest, because I was like, it's already established, and changing of the takeover would not change a lot in the business. That's what I thought. But then I realized you have to be really alert, aware about many things that I wasn't. I took it for granted, and I actually made a mess in the beginning. And that mess affected me, my financials, and even my family's financials because there was a lot of mess up in that area. And I learned a lot in the last 2 years because the amount of things that I know right now about doing something like that is pretty much everything, much more than what I used to have. So that was a big mistake I made, and I failed at big time the first few months. And then I had to step back up and learn and then get better. So the thing I learned is like when you are into something, don't think that you know everything. Even if you know a lot, don't think that you know everything. Even now, I think I don't know a lot. So keep that thing in your mind. There's always something new to learn. There's always something more. Ask, keep asking, and keep yourself updated about everything. There might be rules that change. Could not just not business.
Yes.
Could be anything. There are a lot of rules that keep changing. A lot of conditions that keep changing. You have to keep an eye up on everything. So staying aware and making the right moves. That would be the things that I learned from that.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that with us. We feel honored. Is it the first time you ever told it on like public?
This thing, no one knows about this thing. But, yeah.
Oh,
Wow, we are
first.
honored. Wow, let's
You
go.
guys-
You guys know where to hear it first.
Let's go. Okay. Wow. Okay. In
Don't
that case,
capitalize on my failure, you. That's great. I wish you said that before the podcast started at 3 a.m.
okay. Ahmed, thank you so much for coming on the show. I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely.
wow, this has been awesome. Forget what do you
Yeah.
think of the show? I rated 10 out of 10. Easy,
Even
the
though I
best.
came 20 minutes late, still.
You said it before I could. Nice.
Farooqi said it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for that. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Keep going with this, and
Yes.
I like what you guys do.
Thank you so much. It means a lot, actually.
Thanks a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, let me just say goodbye to the viewers and the basic content stuff. Subscribe and stuff. Okay. Just give me a sec. Oh no, wait. Before we leave, you want to give out a shout out to your channel?
Well, I mean, I think I did in the beginning, and I don't
yes.
want to do it again.
Oh, yes, definitely. I want to.
Yeah. All right.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. It will stream us on Spotify. And I'll see you later. So until then, see you guys later. Bye. Guys, want to say bye together? 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Bye.
Bye.
Like,
That
I
was
feel
so
like
awesome.
I
That was so